What's up, guys? I am just gonna pretend that I haven't disappeared off of YouTube for 3 or 4 months. That never happened. Do not become overly dogmatic, would be today's video topic. So, what is dogma? Well, dogma is a set of principles or laws or way of doing things that is held strongly in belief. So damn strong that people are not open to change, or basically it's set in stone. That's it. It's the end all be all. That's it. And a dogmatic person would be someone that holds something in strong belief. It's just the person. I don't know. Why would you want to change? Why seek to change? Well, for one thing, being dogmatic normally means being narrow-minded. You are not open to change. You are not open to new experiences. You are robbing yourself of new experiences. It also follows a group mindset, and group mindsets can be good, definitely can be good, but when they don't fall in line with your purpose, they can be quite dangerous. Since we are social creatures, we love being in groups and we love being admired by the groups. That's another thing. And to not follow the group mindset would mean outcasting yourself. It's not a really good thing, or it's not something you'd seek if you were to follow the natural way of doing things. I didn't know how to end that sentence. To get back on track, it's also a platform, or what would be another word for platform? A system. I'm gonna go with system. It's a way of tolerating or being intolerant to someone else. Let me just put it into better words. I think that was pretty horrible. Well, I don't like you because you're different to me. That would be intolerance. And what being dogmatic is you hold this one thing in such strong belief that you just hate someone else for following a different path. And that's not nice, so don't do that. Another thing would be it keeps you in a box. Think about it. You can't think outside the box if you are stuck inside of it. Okay, it's very limiting. That's the main thing you've got to get out of this. Okay, you could be getting better results in life, but because you're so stuck in this traditional way of doing things, you close yourself off to those other options. And well, that's just illogical if you were thinking in that way, if you'd ask me. But what changes can you make? Okay, what can you do to get yourself out of that dogmatic way of thinking? It's not going to be an easy process, but it's definitely worth it in the long run, if you ask me. Think with logic. Use your head. Think about the most practical way of going about life. Follow that. Simple. It's very difficult though to implement into your life. You need to get rid of the fluff. Keep the things that matter to you and do away with the rest. And by that I'm talking about the traditional values. So obviously the things that are healthy, like discipline, faith, positivity, you keep those things. Get rid of the rest, like the intolerance, for instance. And that brings me on to my next point would be to learn to be more tolerable. I've got this friend at the campus that I study at. He's not fond of this one guy because they are very different in the way that they think, or I don't know the whole beef story, but he's not a fan of this guy, and he's very intolerable of him. He doesn't like being around him. I can understand that, I can respect that, but you can learn a lot from people though, even the ones that you deem are intolerable. There's still something to learn there. So don't rob yourself of experience once again from those kinds of people. It might not be a pleasant experience, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're still learning something. Hopefully my dog doesn't keep on barking. Coco! I'm just going to do that for the next couple of 50 seconds, so do bear with me. I should probably pause it. Okay, and I'm unpausing the video. It's probably been like 2 minutes of waiting. But to get back to what I was saying, where was I? Damn. Learn to be more tolerable. Yeah, I'm talking about that. Learn to be more tolerable and learn from people. Okay, learn to learn from people. I think that's a pretty joyous experience, if you do ask me. Can be, like I said, it can be a drag, but you can still learn something from somebody. Okay, you can still get a perspective change from someone that you are not fond of. That's perfectly fine, but don't be closed off to those experiences. Do have boundaries though. Across the line, let them know. I'm not saying that you gotta disrespect yourself in that whole process, but obviously be more tolerable. Don't be blinded by the group mindset. Like I said earlier on, this is basically sheep separating the wolves separated from the sheep. There's a metaphor somewhere there. You know what I mean. The group mindset is very, very, very dangerous if you are blind to it. Okay. Like I said earlier on, you need to see past the fluff. Okay. Don't be fooled by all the grand gestures. Don't be fooled by all the rituals. Um, all these things that are hiding you from the truth. Don't fall for them, please. Even when it comes to the knowledge that I'm giving you, the advice I'm giving you, look at it with a microscope, not a microscope. What is it? The magnifying glass. You gotta be willing to question everything. You have to question things. Otherwise, well, you're just living like sheep. Then, if that's the case, if you don't question things, I worry. My dad always tells me that if you don't question me, I worry. It's good to question. You get answers from questioning. Might not be truthful, but you get answers. And from that, learning the truth and separating the truth. It's a skill you kind of develop. But that only happens once you ask the questions. If you just keep on following the group dynamic or the group mindset, you are not going to get anywhere. So, what are the benefits of not being overly dogmatic? Well, you become a better leader for sure because you are a more logical thinker. You'll take the most practical path to get the results you want. You are more open to people, you're open to listen to them, you'll be more understanding, you'll be a better leader in terms of the social aspect of it all. You'll get along better with people. And I think the biggest benefit of it would be you are liberated because there's less limitations. There's no guilt for not following through with something. That's actually a very bad idea. Don't listen to that last point I just said. I don't know why I said that. You're liberated due to less limitation and guilt from not following through with the dogmatic way of thinking. That's what I wanted to say. Jesus. Any other benefits? I'm sure that you guys can happily leave that in the comments, but that's all I have to say. One thing though, I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably attempted to answer this last point 4 times. I'll probably put in the bloopers at the end of the video, whatever. You do not want to fall down the pits, and what I mean by that is once you remove the veil, it's very hard to put it back on. Once you become too pragmatic, you become too literal, you become very closed off, and it is a pretty sad state to be in. It's called red pill rage. You know, red pill from the Matrix, blue pill, red pill, pick your poison. Once you learn the true nature of things, there are two results. You either accept it for what it is and you play to your advantage, or you become this rageful, vindictive person that it's just sad to watch. There's so many people, I don't want to name names, but there's so many people on this platform specifically that makes content like that, like, you know, the MGTOW stuff, the men going their own way. Basically, they've done away with women for whatever reason, and they just make content complaining about the way that women are. And it's just this specific group of women. It's like there's no good people out there. They just show the bad parts, and it's this whole community that thrives on this idea or this way of thinking. It's extremely toxic. Don't fall into that pit. I've been there only for a few days, and I've realized that it was a whole bunch of bullshit. So I stayed away from that as much as possible. But just be aware of it. It happens. Okay, you become too literal, and I don't know. It's just something about knowing too much, or this once you get to that truth or the true nature of it, you need to be logical about. Oh, look at that. We've come full circle. Logical, thinking logically. You need to be logical about how you take that information as well. Okay, don't use it in a self-destructive way, because that's not helpful to you in any way, shape, or form. But don't be naive to it as well. Hopefully that makes sense. I've tried to make it as concise as possible. Literally got like 3 pages in front of me that I'm reading from whenever I get lost, but that's the end of the video. Yeah. So thank you for watching this far. I do owe you guys not an apology. I'm not going to apologize. I do owe you guys an explanation for why I've disappeared off YouTube. Basically, I've gotten bored of it, and I don't do this as a job. I don't do this anything else other than the fact that I enjoy making videos and I enjoy helping people. But I've lost the passion for it in these last few months, and I've slowly been getting back into it. I obviously don't want to do something unless my heart's really in it. And Fable reality is changing. Most definitely. We are doing a rebranding. It's philosophy based. Self-improvement was always the thing, but we're adding fitness content as well. Only problem is I don't have a photographer, but that's all excuses I'm making in the moment. More content is definitely coming out soon. I'm not going to promise you that it's going to be consistent though, but I'll be sure to put out as high quality as I possibly can, as often as I possibly can. But this is kind of the first step back into it. I kind of needed to make this video. I needed to force this video out just to get back into the swing of things, because I've disappeared for a very long time. And I don't know, it feels good to be back. I enjoy making these, so I'm definitely back. Yeah. Stay on your grind. You stay on your purpose. Peace, guys.